Hi, and welcome to my Konmari journey, where I'm working through the life-changing magic of tidying up by Marie Kondo. And right now I am working in the kitchen portion of the kimono section, which I have broken down into several subcategories. So if you're just joining me, I'm going to go ahead and leave a link up for you so you can go to the very first kitchen video where I kind of explain the categories and how I'm going to be working through the kitchen. Right now I am doing the baking portion, so we are going to go into the kitchen and look at all of my baking items. So I don't have a whole bunch of baking supplies. Part of that is because over the last several years, my husband and I have done several either low carb or paleo diet periods. And so just through that process, we've naturally really pared down our baking items. And also this summer, my husband was diagnosed with a medical condition that's triggered by gluten. So he is on a gluten-free diet. So we really don't have a ton of baking supplies, but we are going to go ahead and go through those items. Okay, so we're going to start with the dreaded under the stove drawer, which I hate these drawers. I've never had a stove where the drawer was actually super functional. Just to show you, this is what we have in here right now. So I'm going to go ahead and pull all these items out and then we will go through them. So these are the items that were in that drawer. We have a really nice pizza pan that has little aerating holes that we used to use when we ate a lot of frozen pizza, which we don't anymore. This, I don't know what this is. I think it was in the oven when we moved in, so that's gonna go. And the pizza one is also gonna go, like I said, because we don't use frozen pizza anymore because my husband can't have that. We have several cookie sheets. We actually have 3. So I think I'm going to keep 2 and I will get rid of one of these to actually one of those that's really gross. This is a pan. We're going to keep that. I use that for cooking. This pan is getting really sad. That actually goes with those creme brulee set that you guys would have seen in my last video cooking, and it just has got some goo on it that never came off, and I don't use it for creme brulee, so we're going to get rid of that. And these are 2 like cake pans. I don't really make a lot of cake, but I will be using these to bake items that I would normally bake in the square pan. We'll just do them round. Oh, it feels so good to have pared down the items in that drawer to a really manageable number. I'm not going to have to worry about digging through them or things falling out back in the back and getting stuck underneath the stove. So the very last baking related item that I have is my KitchenAid mixer, which lives in this cabinet, so it doesn't have to be on the counter all the time. I don't use it very much, especially because I don't do a lot of baking, but it is a really great mixer, so I'm going to go ahead and keep it, especially since we definitely have the space for it. Yeah, so that's it, and there's a couple of food items that I missed, but we're keeping it. Protein powder for my husband's shakes, and then just some cooking oils in there. But that's it for baking supplies. Alright, so the rest of my baking supplies are in this cabinet. I have already been through all of these spices in my food video for this kitchen section. So I'm going to go ahead and take out all of the baking related items and then we're going to go through those. Okay, so here's the baking stuff. I definitely found some non-baking related items hiding among the baking things, but we'll go ahead and go through those. As far as the mixes go, I have a gluten-free baking mix and a gluten-free brownie mix, which we're keeping. This is a regular pancake mix for me because I do not like gluten-free pancakes. Brown sugar we're keeping. This is food coloring, it's expired. Onion soup mix, keep that. This, I don't know what it is. Oh, sauce. No ingredients, so we don't want to keep that. This, good. This is almond flour, keep that. This is our sugar in here. It's not exactly the best container for that, but the container in the set that was actually the right size for the sugar broke, and so I just used this one. This is expired. This is malt vinegar, which my husband used to use for his fish and chips, and he cannot have that anymore. Baking soda. And I also have baking powder to keep those. Cake liners. We have some nuts, powdered sugar, wasabi. That also came from the sushi making experiment. I'll have to ask my husband if he wants that. Oh, no, wait. Look at that. Expired 2013. Nope. And then this is cooking sherry, which I used to make French onion soup and not for drinking. So we're going to keep that. And then this is a stack of recipes. So I'm going to go through these and put aside the ones that I would like to keep. And those are going to get typed up and put on the computer so that I don't have to have these paper copies. As you can see, a lot of them are dirty and just a complete mess. So here is this cabinet now. I've done a little reorganizing. I found out those 2 tall spices actually will fit on the spice shelf. So those have been moved down there. They don't have to be with the baking items anymore. And then I have the sugar, our almond flour, brown sugar, and powdered sugar up on the top. Those are more like raw supplies. And then, just the rest of our stuff on this shelf. And it's not super organized, but I feel like I can much more easily look in here with a glance and kind of see what we have on hand. I did relocate a couple of those non-baking items to more appropriate areas. So now that is all good. Okay, so that's it for all of the baking items. I feel like this category was super easy for me because I didn't have a lot of items to go through, and I'm not a huge baker, so it was really easy to make decisions about things. And yeah, it's good. I'm mostly excited about that under the stove drawer, which is now a lot more manageable. And really, that's it. That was super easy. The next 2 categories are eating and drinking. So I'll be going through like plates and bowls and cups and stuff. So keep an eye out for that video.